Texas. I'm from Los Angeles, California. If I look a little cold, forgive me, I'm very cold. It was a few days before my 17th birthday, and I woke up to my high school girlfriend in my room crying. She looked me in the eyes, and she said, I'm pregnant. And we sat up that whole morning trying to figure out a plan, and this is what we came up with. On my birthday, I would drop out of high school and join the Army. And for her part, she would wear baggy sweaters and take vitamins till I got back, and then we would tell her family. And so that's what we did. On my birthday, I dropped out of high school. It wasn't a big loss. I was last in my class out of 565 students. And off I went to Fort Benning, Georgia. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't own a suitcase. So I had to use my pillowcase, which was still my Scooby-Doo pillowcase. It says something about our country. I have a pregnant girlfriend. I'm off to the Army with my toiletries and my Scooby-Doo pillowcase. Every week, my girlfriend would write me a lot of letters telling me about her pregnancy and how she was taking vitamins. We decided that if it was a boy, we'd name him Joshua, and if she was a girl, we'd name her Jessica. 2 weeks before I was to get out of basic training, I wasn't raised a Christian, so when everyone else went to church on Sundays, I had to clean pots and pans. I was cleaning pots and pans, and a friend came running in. He said, Jason, your girlfriend's on the phone. You should run out here. She's crying. I ran out, and I answered the phone. And she was crying like I had never heard a woman cry in my life. And the only way I can describe it is that her soul was crying. And she kept saying over and over and over again, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. And then her father said, we know your secret, and your secret's gone. I took Katie to get an abortion. As soon as he said that word, my drill sergeant hung up the phone. I punched him. My captain grabbed me and pulled me into his office, and I just kept saying, he killed my baby, he killed my baby. He said, Private, I didn't know you had a child. I said, yes, sir. She was going to be born in 3 months. He said, you mean your girlfriend had an abortion? I said, yes. I said, please call the police. He said, you know that's legal. I did not know it was legal. And I wish the whole world could see abortion the way this uneducated, young, 17-year-old who had never been to church a day in his life saw abortion. Our president said he didn't know when life began, but I was last in my class, and I know when life began. 1 million babies die every year from an abortion, over 1 million, and it's incomprehensible. But in 1989, on these steps, in April, my daughter Jessica died. And I've been coming here every year, and I will come here every year. I promised my high school girlfriend I would fight to end abortion for her for the rest of my life. I will support pro-life politicians. I will support my local crisis pregnancy center. I will pray to Lord Jesus Christ for an end to abortion, and I will never be silent. Viva Cristo Rey!
Good afternoon. I'm Jackie Stalnaker from Birmingham, Alabama. Over 20 years ago, I made a choice. I thought it was the only choice that I had. I had found out that I was pregnant unexpectedly. Went to my boyfriend and told him. It was very evident that he didn't care. I was scared, I was afraid, I felt confused. I felt fear like I had felt fear in my entire life. He talked to me about an abortion. I told him I would think about it. He drove me to an abortion clinic in Bethesda, Maryland, right next to Bethesda Naval Hospital. They talked to me there. They told me that they had a really quick fix for my band-aided problem. What they didn't realize is that was a child, a gift from God. It was my child. And I had to make a choice. So I did. They told me that they had a way that they could discard my problem. I really didn't know the truth behind that until it was too late. I realized that this pregnancy was something that I probably should have held on to, because now I'm not sure that I can get pregnant. For half of my life, I'm now 44 years old, I have grieved a child that I could never have. Over the past 3 years, I've suffered through cancer twice, had a 25-pound tumor removed out of my uterus 8 months ago. And that's when I decided that I needed to do something about the healing process for myself and for my child. So I went to Rachel's Vineyard this past November. And now, January 10th every year will be a day that I celebrate to honor my daughter, Lily Gabrielle. Through that process, I was able to write those letters. We were able to have a healing mass, name my child, and be able to honor her in a way that I never thought possible. But in the meantime, I look back at that, and I think for 22 years, I lived in fear, humiliation, grief, and although I've been blessed with our wonderful Catholic faith that I share with so many people that have been supportive of me through this process, I realized that with everything that I've achieved in my life, there was one thing that was always missing, and that was my daughter. It took me a very long time to tell my parents, but once I did, I thought, they're not going to understand. The day I told them that I was going to Rachel's Vineyard, I had been told, Jackie, you're going to have an opportunity to name your daughter. Go ahead and think about this, because I'd always felt that it was a little girl. So I chose the name Lily Gabrielle. The day that I shared with my parents that I'd be making this retreat, I got home from work, and at my doorstep was a bouquet of 12 roses, white, mingled with lilies. So I knew that my parents had accepted the truth. So now, every January 10th, think about Lily. She's interceding for all of you here. God bless you for listening, and for this reason, I'm silent no more.